So hey guys, the iPhone 16 has received a new software update, and in this video I'm going to give you my initial review. As you already know, I uploaded a video yesterday about iOS 26.2 where I talked about all the bugs I was facing. Now Apple has released another update, iOS 26.2.1, and in this video I'll be focusing specially on the iPhone 16. And according to Apple, this update brings support to second generation AirTag along with some bug fixes. But honestly, I'm not going to talk about the AirTag features. In this video, I'll be running Antutu and Geekbench before and after the update, and I also share my experience with network performance. But before we start, if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, make sure to subscribe, and if you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Alright, let's get started. So first let's talk about Antutu benchmark before update and after the update. And the first screenshot you are seeing is the Antutu score before updating to iOS 26.2.1, and here the iPhone 16 scored around 1,932,287. Okay, now let's move to the second screenshot, which is after updating to iOS 26.2.1. So after the update, the Antutu score dropped to 1,842,336. Okay, so if you compare both results, there is a noticeable drop in overall performance after the update, and the CPU, GPU and UX score have gone slightly down while memory performance is almost the same. It's not massive performance drop, but it is definitely visible in benchmark numbers. And in real life usage, I will talk about whether this difference actually affect day-to-day performance or not in the long-term review. Now let's talk about the Geekbench CPU scores before the update and after the update. The first screenshot you are seeing is before updating, running on iOS 26.2. Here is the iPhone 16 scored around 3,326 in single core and 8,461 in multi-core. These are very solid numbers and show that CPU performance was already strong before the update. Now let's look at the second screenshot, which is after updating to iOS 26.2.1. And after the update, the single core score increased slightly to 3,348 and multi-core score also went up to 8,532. So if you compare both results, Geekbench actually shows a small performance improvement after the update. Single core performance is bit better and multi-core performance has also improved slightly. This means that at least in Geekbench CPU testing, iOS 26.2.1 looks more optimized than the previous version. Even though the improvement is not huge, it clearly shows that the CPU performance has not taken a hit after the update. Now let's talk about the network and modem firmware. In my previous video on iOS 26.2, I clearly mentioned that I was facing some network issues including call drops. So after updating to iOS 26.2.1, the first thing I checked was the modem firmware. As you can see on the screen, the modem firmware version is 2.20.04, and this is exactly the same as before the update. So there is no change in modem firmware after updating to iOS 26.2.1. This basically means that Apple has not pushed any network or modem level fix in this update. So if you are expecting better network stability or a fix for call drops issues, this update does not address that problem, at least on the iPhone 16. And in my personal usage so far, the network experience feels almost the same, and the issues as I mentioned earlier are still same. I'll continue using the phone and update you if anything improves, but as of now, don't expect network issues from iOS 26.2.1. Now coming to the battery drain and heating issue, I'm going to take some more time and do a proper long-term test on iOS 26.2.1. After using it for a few days, I'll make a detailed video and clearly tell you whether you should update to iOS 26.2.1 or not, and whether there are any real improvements in the battery life and heating. So if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, make sure you to subscribe, and if you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.